Hello, good morning students. Welcome in SPIT online classes. मैं रामपाल प्रजापत फ्रॉम इलेक्ट्रिकल डिपार्टमेंट. डियर स्टूडेंट, आज के इस लेक्चर में हम स्टडी करेंगे सर्किट एनालिसिस पार्ट 20. द टॉपिक इज पोल जीरो रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ ट्रांसफर फंक्शन. So first we discuss some concept on circuit elements in S domain, analysis of circuit in S domain, and stability of the circuit. So first we study about a linear system. What is a linear system? A linear system, a system is said to be linear if it follows two properties. First is amplitude linearity. Amplitude linearity means if the input of the system is x1t xt and output of system yt, then for input k xt, output should be k yt. Second, superposition principle. If system input is x1t, output is y1t. For x2t input, output is y2t. Then for complete input x1t plus x2t, output should be y1t plus y2t. If a system follow these two properties, then system is said to be stable system. Now for a time invariant system. Time invariant means response of the system is independent of time. Means if the characteristic or properties of the system do not change with time, then system is said to be time invariant system. Now applications of transfer functions. What are the applications of transfer function? First is, once the transfer function of the circuit or system is known, output may be determined for any arbitrary input. Means if we know the transfer function of the system, then we can obtain response of the system for different inputs. Second is, transfer function describe the input output relationship, which can include frequency dependent parameters, that is the gain of amplifier. Next, the transfer function is fixed by the nature of the system or circuit and is not dependent of the type of excitation. The transfer concept has been developed with the assumption that the circuit has been initially relaxed. Unless state otherwise, initial relaxed circuit conditions will be assumed in all further development. Means in a Laplace transform, initial assumptions are or circuit is assumed in relax at initially. Now representation of circuit elements in S domain. First, for a resistor, according to Ohm's law, we know that Vt is equal to Rit. Taking Laplace transform, Vs is equal to Ris. So physical unit of Vs is volt second and Is is ampere second. Now equivalent circuit of an inductor. Inductor in S domain is represented as SL plus Li0, where Li0 is initial voltage in the inductor. SL is voltage across inductor in steady state. Similarly, for a parallel equivalent circuit, SL is voltage across inductor and I naught upon S is current in the inductor, that is initial value of the current. Now equivalent circuit for a capacitor. Capacitor is represented as a voltage 1 upon SC plus initial voltage V naught upon S. For parallel equivalent circuit, voltage is 1 upon SC and current is CV naught, that is initial value in our charging current. How to analyze a circuit in S domain? So first replace each circuit elements with its S domain equivalent. The initial energy in L or C is taken into account by adding independent source in series or parallel with the element impedance. Second is write solving algebraic equations by the same circuit analysis technique developed for resistive network. Next is obtain the T-domain solution by inverse Laplace. It means there are some 3 steps for analysis of circuit in S domain. First of all, take Laplace transform of the equations, algebraic equations, that may be KVL or KCL, and put initial value of charging current or voltage is equal to 0, and then obtain inverse Laplace of that transform. Next, it is what are the applications and what are the purpose of S domain operation. First is it is convenient in solving transient response of linear lumped parameters. Circuits for the initial conditions have been incorporated into the equivalent circuit. Next is it is also useful for circuits with multiple essential nodes and mesh. For the simultaneous ODEs have been reduced to simultaneous algebraic equations. Next, it can correctly predict the impulsive response, which is more difficult in time domain. Means the response of impulse function can be correctly predicted in S domain. Now we take an example. Determine the Laplace transfer function of the given circuit. First of all, there is a resistance of 4 ohm and a capacitor of 1 upon 40 farad. Input voltage is V1t, output voltage is V2t. We know that transfer function is equal to V2s upon V1s, where V2s is Xc into I of S. V1s is equal to R plus Xc into IFS. So we can obtain V2s is equal to 40 upon S divided by 40 upon S plus 4 dot V1s, that is 10 V1s upon S plus 10, and GS is V2 upon V1s, that is 10 upon S plus 10. So pole of this function lie at S is equal to minus 10 and response of the system is stable. Now for second example, determine Laplace transfer function of the circuit. In the given circuit, there is an inductor of 2 Henry and a resistance of 20 ohm. Output voltage V2t is across resistance and V1 is input voltage across R and L. So GS is V2 upon V1s. So V2 is IS into R, that is 20 into IS divided by, and V1s is equal to 2S plus 20 into IS, that is 10 upon S plus 10. Means V2s is equal to R of IS and V1s is equal to R plus XL into I of S. This is the, so V2 upon V1 is RIS upon R plus XL into IS. IS is 2IS cancel. Pose and zero of transfer function. In general, the transfer function of a LTI system is a ratio of polynomial in the variable s and can be expressed as gs is ns upon ds, where ns is numerator and ds is denominator in S domain. So ns is represented as an s to power n plus an minus 1 s to power n minus 1 plus dot plus a1s plus a0, and ds is bm s to power m plus bm minus 1 s to power m minus 1 plus dot plus b1s plus b0. So poles are the roots of denominator and zeros are the roots of numerator polynomial. The order of a transfer function is the value of larger of the two integers m and n. Thus, if m is greater than n, transfer function is of the order n. Most transfer functions occurring in circuit are characterized by the condition m should be greater than or equal to n. It means denominator power is greater than numerator power. If m is greater than n, there are one or more zeros at infinite. In this case, the transfer function is said to have n1 zeros at infinite, where ni is equal to m minus n, means difference of m minus n lie at infinite. Consider that as approach infinity, ns and ds may each closely approximately by their highest term. So gs is an upon bn s to power n divided by s to power m for s is greater than 1. If m less than n, there are one or more poles at infinite. So in this case, the transfer function is said to have mi poles at infinite. Mi is equal to n minus m. Means difference of denominator and numerator represents number of poles at infinite or zeros at infinite. If power of numerator is greater than denominator, then difference of power lie at infinite, applicable for both zeros and poles. We can conclude that the number of zeros of a transfer function is equal to poles if zero and pole at s is equal to infinite are included in the total. Next is, let z1, z2, zn represent n finite zeros of gs and p1, p2, pm are the poles of gs. Then gs is a s minus z1 s minus z2 dot s minus zn divided by s minus p1 s minus p2 dot s minus pm. So in S plane, s is equal to sigma plus j omega is a complex variable and it is also called the complex frequency. The poles and zeros can be plotted on the plane at s is equal to z1, z2, p is equal to p1, p2, pm. For example, write the transfer function for the corresponding S plane. So in the given S plane, total number of zeros are 1 and 2. There are 2 zeros and roots are s, s plus 2. Total number of poles are 3, 0, 2. 2 poles are complex poles, complex conjugate. So equation is s square plus 8s plus 25 and s plus 6, s plus 6. Next example, construct an S-plane of finite poles and zero with the transfer function. Gs is equal to 2s square plus 6s plus 25 divided by s cube plus 7s square plus 10s. So zeros are at s is equal to 0, s is equal to -3 plus j4, s is equal to -3 minus j4, and zeros are at s is equal to -5, s is equal to -2. There are only poles are 2. There are 2 poles. Pole 2, 0, 3. So transfer function is given as 2 cos s square plus 6s plus 25 divided by s cube plus 7s square plus 10s. Stability of the system. The concept of stability is very important in designing and analysis of active electronic circuits and closed loop feedback control systems. For example, an amplifier may turn out to oscillate or to move into saturation if circuit conditions are not favorable. Relationship to natural response. When a system is excited by an arbitrary input signal, the natural response term appears in the output, and if such a response vanishes after a sufficient period of time, the circuit settles into a of operation in which forced response assumes a steady state. Next is, the questions of stability can be relaxed to whether or not the natural response term vanishes, remain at a fixed level. So in first condition, for a stable system, all natural response term vanish or approach zero after a sufficient long time. Means response of the circuit go to zero after a long time for a stable system. For a stable system, at least one term in natural response grow without bound as time increasing. For marginally stable system, there are no unstable term, and if at least one term approaches a constant non-zero value or a constant amplitude, the oscillation as time increase. So for a stable system, response decay to zero after a long time. For unstable system, response is increasing exponentially, and for marginally stable system, response is oscillatory. Next, all points to the left of j omega x but not including the j axis. All points to the right of j omega x but not including the j omega x. Possibility of poles and zeros in a S plane. At j omega x, the j omega x will be the considered as a separated area of S plane for response for regions that will be clearly sorted. J omega x include the point s is equal to 0. The effect of different poles locations will be investigated as they related to natural response. In increased case, the form of a natural response term ynt will show based on the particular pole or pair pole. Next is, if the natural response corresponding to a pole on the negative real axis is of the following term, ynt is equal to a e की power minus alpha 1t, where a is some arbitrary constant. This term approaches 0 at t is equal to t increase. So it is stable system, and time constant is 1 upon alpha 1. So alpha 1 is very close to the origin. T is very large, and the time that it takes for the natural response to become negligible can be long, rather long, and vice versa. For a multiple order pole, ynt is equal to a t की power k e की power minus alpha t. So pole lie in LHS, and response of the circuit is exponentially decaying. The system is stable. Next, the natural response corresponding to a pair of complex pole in LHS is of the form ynt is equal to a e की power minus alpha 1t sin omega 1t plus theta, where a and theta are arbitrary constant. This term approaches zero as t increase, so it is stable response. Time constant 1 upon alpha 1. The closer alpha is to the j omega x, the longer will be the duration of the natural response and vice versa. If the poles are very close to the negative real x, the oscillation frequency omega 1 is small and period of oscillation will be long and vice versa. For multiple order complex pole pair, ynt is equal to a e की power k e की power minus alpha t sin omega 1t plus theta. It means poles of the system lie in LHS which are complex conjugate. So response of the system is sinusoidally decaying function. So system is stable because output is bounded. Next, if a pole on the positive real x, the natural response of the system is ynt e की power alpha 1t. A is constant and system is said to be unstable because output response of the system is exponentially increasing. For complex pole, natural response is ynt a e की power alpha 2t sin omega 2t plus theta. So the response is sinusoidally increasing. So we can say system is unstable. Next, if the pole is at origin, it means ynt is equal to a. System is marginally stable and the response of the system is ynt a sin omega 2t plus theta on j omega axis. For multiple pole pair, the response is ynt, that is a t की power k sin omega 3t plus theta. Pole lie on imaginary axis and the response of system is constant sinusoidally with constant magnitude. System is marginally stable system. Now summary of stability. Summary of stability represents that if a pole lie at origin, then system of first order system is stable, but if the order of system is greater than 2, system is unstable. If pole lie in LHS of S-plane, system is always stable. If pole lie in RHS of S-plane, then system is unstable. If pole are complex conjugate on imaginary axis, then system of first order is stable, but greater than first order system is unstable. Here we stress that the preceding individual transfer functions are either unaffected by the connections or the transfer function are defined under loaded conditions. For a cascade system, if input is xs, output is ys, then gain of the function are gs is equal to g1s, g2s, g3s. It means complete gain is product of g1, g2, g3. For parallel connection, input is xs, the output is ys, and gain are g1s, g2s, g3s. So complete gain is the algebraic sum of all the gains, g1s plus g2s plus g3s plus gns. Similarly, application of transfer function in feedback loop control system. If input of system is xs, output is ys, gs is gain, and hs is feedback. So ds is xs minus fs and ys is gs dot ds. Then ys upon xs is gs upon 1 plus gshs. Means a feedback loop consists of forward transfer function gs and feedback transfer function hs have a transfer function of GS upon 1 plus GSHS. The result is one of the most important relationship of linear system theory, and it serves as the basis of much or more design work of stable linear circuit and closed loop feedback control system. For example, in the given circuit, we have to find the transfer function of the system where two resistance 1 ohm, 1k and 1k, V1 as input, V2 as output. So GS is V2S upon V1 as V1, and V2S is 1 in 1000 into IS, and V1S is 2000 into IS. So GS is 1 by half. Similar for second circuit, GS is 1 by 4. Application of transfer function in filter circuits. There is a low pass filter having a resistance R and a capacitor C. Input is V1, output is V2. So GS is 1 upon 1 plus RCS. So we can obtain the response of the circuit and bandwidth, resonance frequency of the filter. These are the some applications of transfer function. Okay, thank you for today class.